Okay, didn't I tell y'all I was coming back with some alphabetized mental illnesses just to kind of explain things a little bit better since there's so much to this? So this week is National Suicide Prevention Week. Lots of prevention education, intervention education for those, well, we're all affected by suicide in some way, shape, form, or another. We either know someone, heard of someone, we see it on the news all the time. And for example, International Suicide Prevention Day and awareness, of course, is always September 10th. Right now, we're in the second week of September. And that's where, for solidarity, camaraderie, remembrance, 8 o'clock at night, it is asked that everyone would light a candle. And with a candle lighting ceremony, we remember those who took their own lives as well as those who have survived. And as much as I hate reality TV, one thing that I can say, a lot of people are now, especially African Americans, on the couch, going to therapy and seeking help for problems they've never dealt with. I think we're starting to understand it's not just one form of therapy, either sitting on the couch, taking pills, or like black folks, all you got to do is pray and it's going to go away. That's not always the case. Now, trust me, I love the Lord. I am a Christian, despite how many people would debate that, but I understand that too. God is not, against taking pills or seeing doctors or getting surgeries. Some people believe that, and I'm not here to dispute that. I'm just saying you need more professional help, and ministry is not a substitute for therapy. But anyhow, don't you notice there's always the abandonment issues? I don't think we realize how strong that is. We see crimes on TV. We see grown folks crying in public. We, see just all the lashing out. First person comes to mind, or first two, is Kiki Wyatt and K. Michelle. But when you hear people, they're sitting on a couch and they're talking to some therapist. Well, when I was younger, this happened, whether it's some grave abuse or not, or I didn't have a family member, all we did was argue, so that's the only way I know how to communicate. Bishop Noel Jones is 168 years old, and remember that episode on Preachers from LA, I think it was? He was sitting on the couch, he was talking to the therapist, and the man, stubborn old Jamaican man, aren't we West Indians about half nuts sometimes without an illness? But he was talking to the therapist, and the minute she started to mention how his mother left him when he was a baby or a young child, a tear came up in his eye. All these years later, this is what I mean. What you don't get as a child, it affects you in some way later on if you don't seek help for that, if you don't find some positive way, to pull yourself out of that. It affects your relationships, how you deal with things, how, you respond, how you take things personal. You see people that's automatically defensive. Maybe something's reminding them of some past issue. But anyway, one of my favorite R&B divas, homegirl from way back, I say homegirl like I know her, right? Miss Chalet, she really cracked this previous season. She really did. And I left some of the clips there, not clips, but the links for the different episodes in the description box so that you can take time and go dig through it for yourself. You can see the gravity of this whole thing, how in one episode, she's crying and freaking out before she goes on stage. I mean, babbling and bringing up things that had nothing to do with the conversation or what somebody was talking about. And then in another episode, her eyes are puffy and she has a hat on all the time. That's depression. You're keeping to yourself, you're withdrawing, you're hiding from things. So I'll put some information there in the description box about what mood disorders are, what all these emotional disorders are about. And then certain parts of each, about 3 episodes, where you can see every one of those mood disorders, especially a really bad manic episode, as they say, in one of them. And she had gone to group therapy, found an awesome therapist who didn't just stick her with the medication. She told her, like with any relationship, this is going to take time. Some people don't open up until later on, and it'll be about a year that we're really going to purge through this. Perfect examples, the things we don't think of. She's not a criminal, and she has these illnesses, just like I have all these diagnoses, and I'm not a criminal. She said, well, I wasn't trying to, this is what Miss Chalet was saying, not a therapist, excuse me. I wasn't trying to hurt myself. I was trying to commit suicide. Hurting yourself would mean you're still here. She didn't know that was a form of self-harm. She knew she wanted to commit suicide. She's really aware of things going on with her. She says she wants to break the cycle, but she doesn't know what love is. She's dealt with domestic violence, and in one relationship, she is dated and has a child by both Suge Knight and Dr. Dre. Both of them don't need to be hitting on nobody, but she was in a domestic violence relationship and told the next guy, well, you haven't hit me. Don't you love me? Because that's all she knew. She said everyone in her life has left her. She's dealing with a low self-esteem. It's a lot going on. Michel'le is about a poster child. If you don't know who she is, find God's feet, go lay there and ask for forgiveness. I mean, the sister is bad, and she still is. I'm glad to see a lot of the, I got to do a plug for the 80s, 90s, a lot of the old school artists that I grew up with coming back to get that money. Younger people might say they need to sit down and stop looking old, and no. All of this instant American Idol, get on YouTube and now you're famous. It wasn't like that back then. They hustled. They, did like Fantasia in the movie and, ate chicken in a van and slept on the floors. There was no glam squad. They put signs on the posts and, street lights and things. They hustled. So just take a look at the music, look at the entire episodes if you want, and then it just shows you what is building up to this, what triggers her, as they say, and that's about it. So happy Suicide Prevention Week, and to me that is every day, 365 days out of the year, but things are celebrated on certain days and in certain months. Again, 250 million prescriptions are written in this fields every year in this country for depression alone. That's not all the other ones. That should say something. If this were some other type of disease, there would be a meeting from the CDC, World Health Organization, at a picnic table on the Oval Office floor. But no one wants to talk about mental illness, and I understand it's hard, but you'd rather just open up and be embarrassed and suffer and die internally. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to get through, to cover a little bit in this particular video. Just finished up anxiety, and we'll roll on to bipolar disorder and all that business as the weeks go on. So, yeah, it's Suicide Prevention Week. We all have a story or may know someone who has. And I just want to get to the bottom of all of this. So that's it. If you're new to the channel, I'm AJ, that advocate chick. I'll stop saying, it's late. Hadn't taken the happy pills, and I'm trying to learn how to survive without them. But stigma, stereotypes, now let's brainstorm solutions. So that's it. I'm out of here. Wellness wishes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay? Take a look. Look at this stuff seriously. We don't have all of these social issues or the same social issue given so much national attention on the calendar. Not just 1 month. May is mental health and, substance abuse awareness month. National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month is in July. Here we go again with Suicide Prevention Week in September. There's something to all of this. I say it all the time. So good night, wellness wishes, and I'm going to talk to y'all in the next video, okay? Take a look at this stuff. Bye-bye. Be blessed.